your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first one to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Indigo Connect, and hey.
Sit back, dear friends, and hear the tale, when fairies flew and ships did sail. You know the stories often told, of Peter Pan, both brave and bold, of Tinker Bell, clever and smart, of evil men born black of heart, adventure and treasure buried in sand, time held its breath in Neverland. but darkness fell on the island fair. A sickness rose of no compare. Each creature and plant fell one by one. No respite found for anyone. So the island died, its people scattered. Those left behind, broken and battered. Years went by, no end in sight. Then through the darkness came new light. The island breathes and life returns. Within our heroes a fire burns. The drive to find those who are lost. To build a home at any cost. Join pixies, skeletons, a mermaid or two. Healers, never boys, and lost boys too. They're here each week, new stories told. So pull up a chair and never grow old.
Hi, everybody! Hello, welcome. It is, what night is it? It's Friday night. It's time for a little Dungeons and Dragons here on Indigo Chameleon. We've got a cool new setup that was completely intentional and not at all due to making things work.
Quarantine. Does it work for you?
We'll see. Yeah, hi guys, welcome. As those announcements said, please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you there. And Alcaboose Bender, thank you for visiting us, even though you're going to fall asleep soon because you're going back in the office tomorrow. So, we hope everybody's staying safe during these weird times that we live in, and that you are able to have toilet paper and bread and not get the two confused. As always, we have a Discord you can come hang out with. We also have a merch store as well that you can find the coolest merch like mugs and t-shirts and shower curtains. And apparently we're getting a real bad echo on this stream. We don't know why, but it sounds like it might have fixed itself, like real IT. So yeah, so there you go. But other than that, upcoming schedule for this week, cool stuff coming down the pipeline. At some point, we're going to have another, we did a one-shot this past week, and it was really cool and fun to be able to do it. And we got to introduce some old friends of ours, but new friends to D&D. But we're going to do a continuation of that. Don't know when we're going to be able to do that, but it's going to be sometime soon. On Sunday, we are doing another episode of Pen and Paper, completely digital, which is still really funny to me, as the whole point of it was to be able to do D&D, old school maps and things of that sort, but we still want to bring that content to you. So tune in on Sunday for that as we continue down the Curse of Strahd. And I get to play, and Big Mike gets to DM, and it's super great. Tuesday, we're going to go to Wonderland as a group of adventurers make their way throughout the wilds of Wonderland as we get closer and closer to the end game. We've just stumbled upon a cult-like town on the way to the kingdom that has been the sort of the end point for this particular campaign. So we're getting close, kids. And we also ran into a very familiar face from season 1, the captain of the guard that was actually in like the first or second episode of Wonder. So so a lot of fun there on Tuesday. On Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle, where we begin the Dead Currents arc, which takes place along the times of Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, and it's a good mixture of historical fiction and D&D. And then that will take us back around to Friday in Neverland. I think that's it. Miss Ophelia is here for the cult stuff. Well, you know that sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this. That's on Tuesday. All of that, you snuck in. Hi, AQV. Dude, you have a stream coming up soon, but thank you for sneaking in. All of that being said, we don't have anything going on tomorrow night, but please, please, please go over to Icky B's channel and check out. She's an amazing DM, and she's got a good game going on, and you should go check it out. Torrid, I'll see you on Tuesday then, too. You and Miss Ophelia can hang out together and be like, look at all the cult stuff.
We're all here for the cult stuff.
We're all here for the cult stuff. Hashtag Penumbra. Hashtag When Shadows Fall. Once upon a time in Neverland. The group actually concluded what was to be a dungeon crawl through the... it was nothing, says Slowpoke, who almost died. As the group made their way through the Armory of the Gods, finding their companion, Edwin Reynolds, having ulterior motives for coming here, for someone that he referred to as the Mother, and you finally found out what deity had lended them a bit of their grace in order to make it through this particular area. The group made it through a couple of challenging puzzles and obstacles, ending with a trip to what could only be referred to as a shadow realm, the origin of the Tired. The group made their way through the shadow realm and encountered a three-headed dog, pretty dangerous gnarly river, and somebody that was a colossal titan with ships in his beard, who said something in the air that Slowpoke was able to pick up, but I just, due to time constraints, I don't know if he has shared that with the rest of the group. Everyone made their way back on land as the Armory of the Gods sank, hitting somewhere. And you all find yourselves aboard the Dragonfly as it sets sail through the clouds with Hugh as its new captain and Gargi as his first mate. And that is right where we are going to pick up. So, heroes, you are a little beaten and battered. Some of you are missing in spell slots, but you have newly found magical items and newly found levels, and you find yourselves buffed and ready for the battle ahead. It's late evening at this point as the ship begins to sail. Hugh does approach you all and ask, where do I drop you guys off at? You want us to like bring you back to the same place, or?
I mean, I think we have to get our ship eventually.
If we go back to the same place, then we'd be going back to the dock. I don't really want to go back there.
Well, we have to get our boat, right?
We need to get our ship.
Boat parked there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Then yes.
Okay.
Then that's a plan.
He's like, it'll probably take like a couple days journey, but like I'll get you guys there as quick as I can. I guess I've been training for this like the whole time that I've been first mate, so.
You got this.
Yeah, I got this. And he heads over to the captain's quarters, and like you hear him walk in, very determined, arms at his side, and the minute the door closes, you hear the faint sounds of snoring coming from the captain's quarters. All of you, once again, have the quarters below deck where the hammocks were. It took about a day and a half's journey to get to where you were going. You can conceivably rely on the crew to look out for you, so it's up to you whether you want to take watches tonight. But you realize that if you continue this, it'll be another full day of travel, a full night, and about midday of the second day, you'll arrive back at the docks where you had left your ship. So, on this late night, what are you guys doing? This is that awkward moment where everybody's like, where do you want to eat? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I think Slowpoke's cool. Just like, relaxing. Like they did their quest. He's probably tired.
I like that word choice, Icky. Yeah. So
No,
Slowpoke,
I don't like that word choice. Let's throw that word choice out of here.
I give you 2 solid characters for your king. This is how you do this.
Slowpoke, yeah, you can settle down for a long rest. Is anybody settling down for a long rest?
Hey, I didn't die today, so I'm calling it a win.
Today.
Yeah.
So
That's that's.
I'll probably take a nap or a long rest because I didn't die today.
Funnily enough, Indigo Chameleon says that to me every evening.
I didn't die. I was
Didn't die
thinking-
today. I'm going to take a nap.
Me too.
Thistle settles down. How about this? Are we doing watches? Are we trusting in the crew?
Cal's gonna stay up a little bit.
Cal's going to stay up a little bit. So we'll
Are
count
you
this.
exhausted?
What's up, Slowpoke?
Isn't Cal exhausted? Like level of exhaustion?
I too have. Never mind. I'm going to bed.
Yep. Cal's out. Clip.
I'm also just gonna go to bed.
Night sucker.
Watches are dumb. I'm going to bed.
No, like the crew hasn't given us any reason not to trust them, so like everything's fine.
That's fair. Eris,
I would like to take Des and have a
you'd like to take what?
talk to Des.
Talk to Des. Okay. So as everybody else settles down for the evening, Slowpoke 2, awkwardly falling asleep no more than a few inches away from Des Baha'i for some strange reason. Eris, you approach Des.
So, I think you have information that I am curious about. It's something that I'm not really versed in. Can you tell me about your religion?
Yes. What we believe and what we have taken over with us is we believe in 3 figures. Those figures are family. You have the mother, the father, and the child. And I've noticed that in many other religions, the father and the mother and the child all take different forms. The father who represents all of nature and all of the powerful construction of the earth, he becomes dissolved into many father figures. I read about the man with lightning and people who shaped the earth in different ways. All of this together in my religion is the exact same father. Same as how the mother is all of the features, all of the creations of the bonds that I have, and the child is human nature itself. So in every religion we have these 3 symbols, but they become separated into so many different parts and pieces. They're all just one.
How did you know that they were yours?
That they were that they had cared for me.
That they were your god. Or gods.
God has many different faces. Just because I see them in one face does not mean that the other faces don't exist to others.
I guess what I'm asking is, how did you know that you belonged to them?
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. But you have to remember that the gods set out a path for each one of us. And from the likes of it, the path of everyone who we travel with is pretty important. So that must mean that whoever did choose you, the father, the mother, the child, or any sort of sub-level or other mask of these gods, they set this path out for you as well.
So how do you talk to them?
That's just tradition. I talk to them through confidence, and I talk to them through prayer and through belief, and I talk to them through seeing where they are coming into play. Instead of just seeing something happen, I credit them where credit is due. That's how you talk to them. And if they want to, they'll talk back to you.
So what if you don't have faith?
If you don't have faith in something bigger than you, how can you have faith in yourself?
I have faith in all of that, but not to somebody who's never spoken.
Have you ever spoken to them before?
I didn't know they existed until 3 days ago.
You are free to join me in any of my confided talks. You don't have to believe, you just have to reach out.
It's just confusing to know that you've been chosen by something that you had no idea that existed.
Tell me this, Eris. How many things do you remember existing to begin with?
I don't.
How do you know you haven't already talked to them?
I don't.
How can you not have faith when you know that you don't see the bigger picture?
I guess those are the answers I'm...
Well, if you still look for those answers, don't decide on an answer just yet.
That does
Keep
make
options open.
So you don't mind me sitting in? And
No. And then I'm going to go into a corner of our little cabin.
Sure.
And I'm going to just start doing one of my prayer rituals.
Okay.
One of the easy ones. Pray to the Father, the Mother, and the Child. And I invite her in to join.
Sure. There is a there's a reverence there, Eris, a respect, and it's open and inviting, but somewhat it's an intimate experience that Desbahai has invited you into. You know, nothing
Right.
that she would hide before, but that you are not merely a spectator, but more of a part of it. Is a huge opening of trust. So both of you go ahead and give me percentile dice.
Ooh.
Fun dice.
59.
59.
50.
50. Yeah. Honestly, as Des walks you through her speaking and her ritual, you feel this sense of peace. You don't know if it could be several things. It could be the fact that Des has reached out to you and has incorporated you into this, and her presence was calming. It could be that the gods are reaching out. You're not sure. You don't walk away from this with a tangible understanding of the greater unknown, but you do feel at peace, and you feel somewhat comforted before you rest for the evening.
If I could take one sentence away from her ritual, what would that be?
Des?
One sentence away from the ritual.
Or a phrase or anything.
Can I, if you don't have something, I have something.
I don't have a phrase or anything. It's just chanting. Just
So give me an insight check, Eris.
That's going to be 17.
She's chanting in the language of the tribe. It's a very deeply personal sort of chanting. So it's hard to pick it up. How about this? Some of the symbology that you see with Desbahai, it's less of a. It's less. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I would. I'm going to cast comprehend language.
Okay. All right. So as you go to cast comprehend languages, you're able to incite a little bit more, and it's weird when Thistle talks about her god. which she doesn't really do at all. Like, it's just sort of this like weird like partnership. Like, my big sister helps me kill things. Like, it's just it's a religious thing. And like Cal has had some brief conversations with about stuff, and it's less of a partnership. Dez isn't seeking anything when she's praying. Like, Dez isn't seeking like, grant me power, grant me speed, grant me the ability to kill things. Like, Dez is simply saying, I acknowledge your presence, over and over again. Different ways of saying it, different ways of like, it's a gratefulness. It's an I acknowledge who you are and what you do, and it's not asking for anything. It's almost like whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and just thank you.
And you said I acknowledge what? You cut out. I'm sorry.
I acknowledge you.
Okay. All right. That's perfect. Thank you.
That's some deep stuff right there. Love that.
And then she dabs.
Yeah, that's how it ends.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
God for the father.
Dab for the
for the child. That's the phrase. Dab for the God.
Dabs for Jesus.
That's a t-shirt.
Okay, so you guys settle down for a rest.
Yep.
And then Eris, you're not keeping watch at all either. You're settling down.
No, I think I. You know what? No, I think I would take a moment and at least reflect before I went to sleep.
Okay. Then I'll say this: everybody that's asleep, that's resting, give me perception checks at disadvantage, with the exception of Eris.
Excuse me?
8.
That's a number.
16.
That's a number.
13.
That's also a number.
Yeah, I got 16 as well.
That's a
actually,
lesser number.
Hold on. I'm going to use Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
And
I got an 18.
18 at disadvantage?
At disadvantage. 13 on the dice and 5 perception.
Yeah, that's a 19. So
19. Okay.
yes.
My passive perception is higher than what I actually rolled.
Really is.
If you would like, I'm not going to have you notice this, but I will have you do the little kid thing of like bolting out of a dead sleep, just being like,
And then I go back to sleep. I don't notice anything, but I could have if I'd paid attention.
17 and above. Anybody who got a 17 or above?
That was my passive.
That's your passive? Cannon fire.
That would wake me up.
Luckily, 16s in perception are sound asleep because of the cannon fire.
I'll give it to 16s and above as well. Cannon fire.
Hooray! I'm up.
Faint sounds of explosions.
I am
I'm up.
so tired.
Okay.
I'm up. Going up deck.
Okay.
do you want me to roll Wild Magic?
Yes, please.
It's a 79.
79. As you guys head out to the deck of the Dragonfly. As you guys make your way out front, you're not waking up anybody else, correct?
No, because I can't confirm it yet.
Okay. As you guys go out to the deck, you were awakened by the soft rumblings of cannon fire. However, going out to the deck, you're treated to a different sight. You see brightly colored plumes of fire in the sky. It's a little ways below you all, and it's outlining the sky, but it's blue fire that erupts in the sky in the form of what looks to be a flower if you were looking top down, and what looks to be a green dragon in the sky. Yes, big bada booms that happen in the sky below the ship. Much of the undead residents of the ship are gathered along the sides and sort of looking down, and Hugh even stops the ship in midair to stare down and get a sight of this spectacle.
They don't look concerned. They just...
No, it's quite beautiful. if you guys, anybody is looking below...
Is it literally pyrotechnics?
It is.
Spell?
Yeah. You actually, you see, anybody, who's up?
Me and Slowpoke.
Slowpoke, Cal, and Eris. Give me perception checks as you look over the side of the ship and you're kind of looking down at everything. One more time.
Because I own the spell pyrotechnics, can I take this as an advantage?
If you're investigating the pyrotechnics, then this is an investigation check. But if you were trying to scope out the area before you and see what there is to see,
I will take it a single roll.
You said perception, correct?
Perception.
I don't see nothing.
24.
19?
19. Yeah, you guys are a perceptive group.
7.
Nope, not all of you. Cal loves those pretty fires in the sky. However, Eris, Slowpoke, you see this. It's a pretty big area. It looks to be an area that's split up into smaller sections. It looks to be like with a central castle in the area. The castle looks much smaller than an actual castle. But as you look over this area, it looks to be split up into different sections. One of the sections looks to be an area with inns and taverns and has a very wooden feel to it. Another area looks to be have water and just different forms of water areas. The other one is an area with very bright colors and smiling faces that you can see from even at the distance you are in, because everything seems to light up. Another area has a very spooky looking building attached to it. And then
and there's no one in there.
It's weird.
There's one area that's all chrome.
So all of this is connected. However, Eris, with your perception, you see the sign that leads into this area called Dole's Funland and Playground of the Soul.
Oh no!
Yes!
And with that, your eyes dart back to the water area. And you've been here before. It was much smaller.
It's expanded!
But for some reason, Dole's had an influx of people and has expanded his operations.
I sent some people!
You did.
Oh my god!
So
excited!
With that, Hugh kind of looks down at the events, like the fireworks, and you see his eyes getting big, and you see Gargi scramble from below the kitchen and jump on Hugh's shoulder and look down, and he goes, "What evil darkness is this? Beautiful, beautiful display of power!" And Hugh goes, "I think it's fireworks." Ah! Fireworks of the mind to drive one crazy with? I smell churros.
We're never allowed to not have Gargi with us. Ever.
Can we get Gargi a giant turkey leg that's half his size?
Hugh looks at you, Eris, Slowpoke, and Cal, and says, "I could take you back. Or
I think we deserve this one.
We could hang out here."
Look, you're the captain. I feel like it's up to you to decide where we go, and if this is where you want to go, who are we to deny it, you know? It's your ship, after all.
But don't we all deserve a little fun?
I was gonna the higher I rolled 2d20s. If I rolled higher, and I was gonna have you guys stay. Can you see that?
No. Oh my gosh, you rolled.
Two
Can I say what it is?
Yeah, 2 nat 20s.
It's 2 nat 20s.
Hugh, I've never done that before.
Wow.
Oh my god. Hugh goes, "Well, I mean, it looks like they're closing up for the night, but I'll find us a spot to lay anchor." and we'll go check it out. You guys go rest, and in the
I'm
morning,
napping.
we'll set off. I mean, it's an amusement park. How bad could it be?
Oh, I love that sentence so much.
Oh, and I'm sleeping through all of this.
So you guys park the ship. You lay anchor. Everyone goes and settles down for a long rest that evening. All of you go ahead and mark down your long rest just in case you need it.
I needed it.
For spell slots and hit points and things of that sort.
Those things.
Cal, you regain 1 level of exhaustion. Like you.
All I needed.
Yeah. So everyone else, you are set to go.
So are you telling me I wake up and the first thing I see is an amusement park?
The first thing first thing
Cal's already on the side of the ship.
See is you wake up and you go out to the deck and you like look and you see that, and then you turn your head and sure enough you see the entrance for what looks to be a smiling tiefling on a sign that says it's a big sign of him wearing like his fancy like suspenders and vest, and he goes there's a big sign like a plaque by his head and says, "Don't forget that it all started with me."
God, I love this man.
And you just see the picture of Dole and the big sign that calls it Dole's Funland and Playground of the Soul.
The of the soul part concerns me.
DM question.
Yeah.
Do the admittance tokens for the water park work here?
That's a great question, Cal. As you all find yourselves waking up with because I am not a horrible man, with Hugh, who has strapped Gargi to him using a little like papoose, like the papoose, like where like Gargi, the little dragonborn, is holding on and just and he goes, "Remember, if we go in, we don't want to pay for twice. So you got to pretend like you're asleep." This is the dragonborns do not evil might to sleep. Fine, just until we're in. And you begin to walk forward. There's quite a line of individuals that are looking to make it into Dole's Funland and Playground of the Soul. You see people engrossed in quiet conversation as they wait in line.
Deflipots for short.
Deflipots. Let's go to Deflipots. I should have thought of an acronym before we Torrid. I can't give you DM inspiration for that. But what I can give you is a +5 for free that you can give to another player. Okay? Because that was so great. So yeah, you guys wait in a line that seems to move fairly quickly until you until you get to an employee standing there that goes, "Hi, welcome to Deflipots. Are you going to? Do you have a ticket already? Did you perhaps buy via our?"
We know the owner. We're besties.
She looks at you and she's like, "Oh,
we're like this."
And Cal, do you hand her the token?
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh my God, they don't even make these anymore. I don't think there's an expiration date on these."
We do know the owner, my dude.
We knew. We helped set him up this operation.
Oh. Hang on, just 1 minute. And she like walks away from this little booth, and you see everybody behind you being like, "Come on!" And they just like start moving over to different lines and things of that sort. You can tell that I've really missed work. And after a little bit of time, you hear the flapping of wings. As Dole flies over to where you guys are, lands, and he lands right in front of you guys, and he goes, "Hey, why didn't I didn't know you guys were gonna be? This is amazing!" And like he just starts coming over and like shaking your hands and like and wrapping you up in hugs, and he goes, "Yeah, look, this is from you all, from passing out the No. These guys do not pay. We're gonna give them wristbands, and he goes, "Here are some wristbands that you guys can have. They'll get you into all the different lands here. You're not gonna have to pay for anything while you're here. Just go and enjoy yourselves. But the same rules apply. Like, be a kid. Like, let go of whatever it is you're holding on to, and just for the day, relax a little bit. But I actually owe you all a lot. Here, let me show you." And he goes, "Well, first off, back that way is a place that you can stay if you guys need a place to stay for the night. We actually built this hotel that's associated with it. I travel some of the other planes a lot, and these are really popular. This is called a bed and breakfast."
What about lunch and dinner?
Well, no, I mean, it's a bed in breakfast. The bed is made of pancakes. You've got a bacon comforter if you need it. But the whole room is breakfast themed. So
This is the best idea ever. So you don't even have to get out of bed. You can just eat your bed instead of breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to sleep after we eat our bed.
This is so smart.
There's a hash brown service that comes by, and they'll clean up the room and stuff like that. But the park is set up into several different areas, all centered around this castle. The areas are Barland. This is for the adults. It's basically a whole bunch of taverns. That's the only place here in Dole's Funland and Playground of the Soul that you can find alcohol. But please stick around. Every hour on the hour, there's a bar fight. It doesn't matter where you are. All the chairs are breakable. Like, please have fun.
And that's Aurelia's cow for the entire episode.
In the center area where the castle is, it actually connects to our water play area, which we call H2O. It's got some amazing slides that you guys experience, a cannonball game, a little lazy river. So please spend some time in H2O. Okay.
Joey from Blossom.
All right, I'm gonna get in a bar fight and then go down a water slide, and then what next?
Over there, you'll see Spooky Town.
Ooh.
It's honestly a place we found out that a lot of people really only live to fight. So we've got a whole bunch of undead creatures and beasties in a haunted house, and you can just fight till your heart's content. Beat up, test out new abilities and weapons and stuff like that. And then
How many windows or doors are in this haunted place?
There are no windows and no doors.
Do we have to find a way out?
No, the exits are very clearly marked.
Okay.
No.
But we do have necromancers that will come by every night and raise the dead. So don't worry about killing nothing. A lot of the zombies and stuff like that, you'll be fine. And then the last area of the park is Happy Land.
Okay, what's in Happy Land?
Happy Land is the happiest day of your life. No, literally, we've got some people that deal in memories and stuff like that. There's a bunch of little bubbles. You step into the bubble and you get to experience actual points from your life over and over again. The happiest days of your life.
Yeah, I would love a map to that area. That'd be great.
I feel like that's a good place to end. Because like you get in a bar fight, and then you fight lots of zombies, and then you go on a water slide, and then you get to end with the happiest day of your life.
Well, it's kind of funny. For most people, they just relive the day over and over again, which I'm very proud of. It's almost like a best of clip at the very end of your experience. It's honestly the best
Remember
thing.
2 minutes ago when we fought those zombies?
Those were great.
So Alex, we need to do the happiest day first.
So it's up to y'all. Please help yourselves. Just show them the bracelet. I'll set up rooms for you all at the Bed in Breakfast, and you bed and then INN breakfast. So yeah, please.
Can my pancakes have chocolate and blueberries and candy in them?
He looks at you and smiles, and he goes, "I'll see what I can do."
Okay.
All right. Go have fun. And he gets pulled away by another employee to another area and sort of waves at you as the land is teeming with Neverland people from all over. You see the Lost Boys, you see Never Boys, you see pirates, you see even a few mermaids that seem to be on land for the time being, that are walking around and enjoying themselves. So, welcome to your amusement park. After the doom and gloom that was making your way through a dungeon for 3, and the fact that I'm missing work like crazy, what would you like to do with your time at Dole's Funland and Playground of the Soul?
I want to go to the Best Day Bubble.
You go to the Best Day Bubble. Sure, yeah.
I would also like to do that.
All right.
Bubbles.
I'm
Orange whip. 3
Orange whip.
Slowpoke is going to the bubbles.
Yeah. Well, we should all just stick together.
Clip's going to the bubbles. Dez is going to the
I'm
bubbles.
going to bar fight.
Bar fight first.
Really, Dez?
All right. Well, if she's the only one going to the bar fight, I'll go with her to a bar fight.
Perfect.
Thistle did say she wanted to do a bar fight first. So.
It's true.
Fair.
So let's deal with this.
Adventureland first.
Adventureland first. You got it right. So Des, you take Thistle over to Barland, and you see individuals dressed in various clothing that denotes a sort of rough and tumble crew. Some of them are dressed in pirate garb and sort of moving their way to these different bars that are set up. All of them have odd sort of names that you would expect from these clever sort of bars and things like that.
Like what?
Like you have the Bar Nun, which just looks to be like a drunk nun, like drinking, pounding beers and things like that. You have the Lucky Duck Inn, which is just this duck swimming around. You see a sign for you know what? Let's do this.
Barney. He's purple and looks reptilian.
Looks like a weird dinosaur themed bar. You see a bar called Dulls. Not Doles, Dulls. And as you look, you're like, this bar's called, somebody gets thrown out the front door. Like, and it breaks the door. And then, like, somebody else gets thrown out the window, and the window gets broken. And even then, the furniture starts, like, repairing itself. And you just hear a voice from inside being like, yeah, it's super fun, you guys. Hang on, I'll throw you through the door again. And they just get up off the ground and run back in the door.
God, why is Bo not living here?
He does, don't worry.
Bar Noble has books in it.
There's a bar in Noble that has books in it, yes. There's the Barn, which is a farm-themed bar. So there's plenty of different places. Now, there is an odd moment as you walk up to the line, and you see the person go, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, kid, this is the only adult area. And then as you cross your arms, your wristband sticks out. And he goes, oh, crap.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
let me in.
Yeah, go ahead in. And he lets you. He lets you in, and he's like, he looks at you, Des, and kind of as you see Thistle kind of walk in, like she owns the place. She's definitely the only kid walking into here, and he looks at you, Des, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to let your little one like come in here?"
He's probably older than you. You just count back all of the years. So
It's true.
Fair.
you think about how time is non-existent.
Ma'am, I just work here. Please, I don't. Please enjoy
What
your
time is this
stay.
like bar fight?
Carrot.
No,
What
does
time is the
don't make a Karen.
I'm just kidding.
Yes. So you guys, do we head in a bar? Do we
Okay,
go?
so I'm gonna disguise self so people don't question this. I'm gonna look like an adult version of me because I can make myself 1 foot taller.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make myself like 1 foot taller and look like a child's version of what an adult would look like. So it's gonna be a little off. Like the age isn't gonna quite match up. Like I'll make my hair kind of gray, but my face isn't gonna match with the hair. It's like, you know what I mean?
What does an adult look like? So as Des, as you turn to look back at Thistle, Thistle looks your height, and she's wearing a dress, but she has gray hair and glasses, and she's walking with a cane, and she's just like, I'm an adult now.
Don't worry, they'll never know. Let's go.
The two of you head into the first bar that you see.
No, I want to head into the one that looks the most fighty.
The most fighty.
People's got thrown out of dolls, so
Yeah, people
You'll
just
get thrown out of dolls.
So I was thinking dolls.
I'll say Dulls is people are constantly being thrown out of the bar. Like
fun.
even as you walk up to it, like people are being thrown out of the bar. Yeah, I would say yeah. As you walk up to Dulls, you see that the sign says Dulls, and then even below it says not Dole, Dull, like with like 6 L's. Written on the sign. And as you come in, who do they see behind the bar, Eris? What does she look like?
They see this really big, tall half-orc that's about 3 feet tall. She's purple. She's got very little spikes of hair that looks like it's been pulled out multiple places. And she's real big and bloated, with linen clothes that have been burned.
Right. However, I'm going to do some amendments to this. Dull's clothes aren't burnt. They were at a given time, but this Dull is a little bit different. So you do see this half-orc or this orc-ish presence behind the bar, and she seems to be engaged in conversation with several other individuals, like behind the bar. And everybody sitting at the bar is all smiles. People are gathered around at little like tables and stuff like that. But you see everybody nervously looking at the clock above the door. And people are just sort of like having drinks and stuff like that. And like some people are playing cards and stuff like that. And then you're about 5 minutes away from this bar fight.
Oh.
Are there any like back corner tables?
Yeah, I'd say there's a back corner table.
I'm gonna go into like the shady little like there's the sneaky person corner.
Yeah,
You sit with scope on the room, with my feet up.
You and Thistle sit in the dark, shady corner of the room.
I'm following her, but I'm casting Shield of Faith too.
Okay, is disguise self a
It's a
concentration
bonus action, and
spell?
disguise self is not concentration. I checked.
Okay. A shimmering field pops up around you, and the two of you wait for the clock to strike.
I'm playing the wrong character for this.
As it ticks ever so slowly towards. Dull is in the room, and she keeps looking up at the clock. There's a bartender behind the bar. This Warforged individual with 2 kegs on his shoulders, who's just like, he's polishing a mug in his hand, and at one point he drops the mug, and he just looks like he's polishing his hand, as he's prepped to fight. We're gonna, right before this fight kicks off, like as soon as the clock hits, Dull is like, so anyway, I says to bam, and picks up and smacks like the nearest person next to her, and that kicks everything off into a frenzy as Cal starts taking as the Warforged starts taking bottles off the back and throwing them at people in the bar to get them moving. Yeah. So Dez and Thistle, I'm going to say this because I don't want to act out an entire bar fight. So you're going to do this. Each of you are going to get 3 moments in this bar fight. 3 moments that you are going to roll for to see if they succeed or fail. But give me 3 iconic moments from this bar fight.
Oh no. Okay.
That you act out, that you are in a fight with individuals in the bar fight. But that using your abilities, and we will roll to see if you succeed. Okay?
All right. I got my first one.
Thistle, what's your first moment?
I'm going to go up to the biggest, tallest, strongest looking person in the bar, and I'm going to say, I think you're afraid of me, and you should just turn around and walk right out of here. And I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow, and I'm going to use... I'm not as good at that as I thought I was. But I'm still going to use persuasion to get them to walk out of the bar.
Okay. You walk up to Dull and you say, I think you need to get out of here. So give me a persuasion check. This is going to be...
I forgot I'm not as good at these as I thought I was.
As me and Hillary pull up her character sheets.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Magnoth, if you're watching, this is your die, okay?
Magnoth, if you're watching, this is your die.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I just love the Dull and Bo met each other.
3 on the
and
die. 7.
And she goes, I think you need to leave. And Dull goes, okay. Just kidding. And picks you up and throws you out the front door. Thistle goes flying out the door, crashes through the door. You do a little tumble roll and fall on your butt. And you're like, again. You turn around and go streaming, running back into the bar.
All right.
That's your first moment.
Okay.
Des Bahai, give me your moment.
The guy who's throwing the bottles?
Yes.
I want to deflect missile style, catch the bottle, and throw it right back.
Absolutely.
Please deflect missile back.
You can certainly try. He throws the bottle. Okay. Des, he picks up a bottle and throws it at you. Do you need to know the attack roll?
I can use my reaction to deflect the missile. The damage I take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 11. So you have to. It's not the attack. It's the
damage.
If I reduce it to 0, then I can throw it back.
Give me a roll as you deflect missile and you catch this bottle in midair and using your reaction, fling it back.
That is a 16.
That does it. You catch the bottle in the air, reduce it back to 0. Give me an attack roll, please, Des.
Oh gosh, what would it?
This would be a ranged attack roll. If you have a ranged attack roll where you can fire a bow. Actually, give me your attack roll at a dexterity and your proficiency.
Okay, so that would be my it would be my +3 +3, so that would be a 23.
23 hits. Give me a D8, please, Des.
D8. Okay.
When 2 monks get in a fight.
That's an 8.
An 8 plus your dex.
Plus my dex is 3, so 11.
11. Cal, go ahead, or Bo, go ahead and roll.
Ryan's like, I've been waiting for this my entire life.
That's a D10. Where's it?
That grew right
There it is. That's an 8 on the dice for deflect.
Yeah,
So
plus
I would say that he's not gonna throw it back. He's just gonna throw next to her and just give her a nod.
So Des, this is what happens. As he goes, like, he throws the bottle and it goes towards you, you catch it and you throw it back at him, and he puts a hand up and he's like, hey, nice job. And right as he goes to throw it, Dull comes over and punches him in the face and just goes, right before he throws it. And it was just enough distraction where she's standing over him going like, I told you to keep your eyes open in my ball. Like, she kind of like stands over him doing this little dance, and then she like waves at you. She's like, thank you so much. And like waves in your direction.
I love that.
I miss her so much.
Thistle.
All right. So, invoke duplicity lasts for 1 minute or until I lose my concentration. It appears within 30 feet of me, and as a bonus action, I can move it up to 30 feet.
Okay.
So, I am going to invoke duplicity. I'm going to find some other random person in the bar. It's probably going to be a person who's pretty big,
old
pretty
pirate.
strong. It's pretty awesome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on one side of that person, and my invoke duplicity duplicate is going to stand on the other side, and we're just going to do, don't be annoyed, we're just going to do this to it. But we're going to keep, I'm going to use my bonus action to keep changing places and keep changing places myself. So this person's like circling and going to random places, just flicking this person in the head, but ducking to try not to get caught, especially because the other person's an illusion, until they like dive at me, and hopefully they dive at the illusion and like go over me and miss me. I'm just going to annoy them until they're really...
Flip a coin.
Okay.
Flip a coin
All
here.
right, I got it.
I'm going to say these attacks land. Okay. You call it in the air.
Okay, so which is heads and which is tails?
Heads,
this is heads, and that's
tails.
tails? All right. So heads means that I succeed?
Yes.
And tails means that I fail?
Yes.
All right.
You annoy this pirate so bad that at one point he dives for you and he lands on the illusionary side of you, and for the briefest of moments he kind of looks up at you as he's like laying in the illusion, and you're just like standing over him, and you hear a nice from like the back of the bar as everybody looks to see like one of the biggest guys like fall to the ground. Give me another moment that Des Baha'i has.
Is there anybody in the bar who looks particularly scared?
Yes. There is a small gnome who did not know what he was getting into as he walked into this place. And you immediately recognized this gnome.
Oh, no.
As who?
As Vinny.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The guys that tried to rob you of your... Yeah. And Vinny is just like... Vinny is...
Okay, what I want to do is... There's space behind him, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, what I want to do is somehow, like, get a running start to jump behind him.
Okay.
And I want to use my, whatever this scary thing that I can do is, Hour of Reaping, to behind him and just say, run.
What is the save against your Hour of Reaping?
My Hour of Reaping is a wisdom save. I think it's 14. It's 14.
I'm going to make this save at disadvantage.
We're not level 3 anymore, Vinny. We can do
We're
things.
not level 3 anymore.
One of them was a 16. The other was not. As Des, you do this kickflip and land right behind him, and he's kind of hiding behind this table, avoiding the bar fight in particular, and you just hear, run. And then, as if music, dun, 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 dun. This is the first person in the bar's history to throw themselves out the window. I need to get out as fast as I can. I'm not being thrown. He jumps out the window screaming as the Avatar of Death sneaks up behind him. Last move.
I got it. Okay. Now I understand that this is the next spell I'm going to cast is a concentration spell, which means I'm going to drop the other disguise self concentration, so I'm going to look like me.
Okay.
I am going to hold up the diamond in my pocket, and I'm going to cast Incite Greed, and I'm going to say, "Look at what I have! Don't you want it? Don't you want this diamond so badly? You should come and get it." And I'm going to run out the door and see how many people I can get to follow me with the diamond out the door. And as soon as I get a whole group of people out the door, my plan is to immediately dimension door back inside the bar and slam the door.
Okay.
Yeah. Those
D&D.
D&D.
We played beer pong with Dionysus last episode.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. As Thistle goes, "Who wants this gem?" And everybody in the bar stops fighting. And like a good portion of the bar, about 2/3 of it, go running outside the bar, chasing this little one. And then you drew Dimension Door to the top of the where? Just back inside the bar.
I was going to go back inside, slam the door, and do a maniacal laugh. That was my plan.
Okay. As you do that, give me a contested dex check.
All right. Well, that's a 9.
That's a 9. Okay, so that's an 8 for me.
Ooh.
So with that, you manage to just sneak in as a crowd of people goes to dogpile on top of you. Like, I've got I can barely get the words out of your mouth. So you are in this room right now. The only people in this room are Dull, Dez, Bo, the robot bartender.
I love him so
and
much.
An elven man in the corner who's got kind of like a scarred face. And I think did everybody have 3? No, Des, you get one more turn.
One more. Nobody looks in the middle of action though, right?
Nobody looks in the middle of action.
Third. I don't want to take out anybody who's just standing there.
No, they're not paying attention to the gem. They made their saves. So like this half the bar cleared out. There's only like 4 people inside the bar right now. It's like Thistle. So you still have like this elven guy in the corner that's been like hitting people like crazy.
Oh, okay. Could I try and throw my axe and pin his clothing against the wall?
You could. As he's creeping forward with a chair in his hand to finally take out the king. He like Dull has a straight shot and he picks up a chair and Dull's just too busy looking at the person standing at the room that cleared the bar out. And right as he's about to hit him with the chair, Des, give me an attack roll as you throw your axe and try to pin this elf against the wall.
Sounds good.
Oh.
That
Can you, like, retire here?
That's a 20.
20. The axe goes flying across, and as it does, it lances into his shirt and sticks him up against the wall. And Dull like turns around and sees him and goes, "Were you gonna hit me with that chair?" And he goes, "No." He's like, "I kind of feel like you were gonna hit me with that chair." And he goes, "No, I wasn't gonna hit you with the chair." And he's like, "Okay, that's fair."
He was gonna hit you with the chair.
He's knocked out, and with that, it becomes 10:05, and the furniture starts repairing itself as people like start moving into the bar and talking about the last fight. And Dull goes up to the two of you guys, and she's like, "You two are really good at fighting."
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys should come and hang out here anytime you want.
I totally would.
Really?
Yeah.
We have places to be, but
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
That's fair. But it was really nice to meet you guys.
It was nice to meet you too.
Yeah. And she comes over and like just kind of does like an awkward like and like shakes your hand, and then she's like she goes over and she goes, Bo, did you see when I hit that guy with the chair up against the wall?
Yeah, that was all.
And Bo goes, and you guys leave. Well done, guys. Well done. Dull is in her heaven. She's in a place where she gets to fight all day long and make friends and yeah.
Yeet people.
And yeet people. And yeet furniture. Okay, the rest of the group. You guys all make your way to Happy Land. Happy Land is a land composed of these little, like, bubbles. They look to be almost like the bubbles that you would spot in the Dome spell that's been cast a couple of times. It looks like just like white domes that are kind of spread out throughout this green area. The plant life here is really pretty. The whole climate almost changes a little bit as you make your way in, almost as if it's climate controlled. But there are several bubbles up. When a bubble is in use, it looks to be like it is red. Oh, Cal, you have a +5 from Torrid. Hold on to that. Yeah. It's his without giving it happen. Thank you. So yeah, there's space for 2 people inside the bubble. You know what? I'll say there's space for more people, but only one person is going to activate the magic. It is the first person that it steps through. It plays like a hollow deck. Okay, you're going to see this moment, one of your greatest moments that's ever happened. To you. It's one of the happiest days of your life. Now, for you as players, I would never, ever like encroach upon you and take away the happiest day of your life. So I trust you implicitly, just like I know that you trust me. I've always said to you all that Dungeons & Dragons is collaborative storytelling. So my offer to you is this. You can narrate to me, or I can narrate to you. But know that whatever you narrate could have long-lasting effects. Do you know what I mean? Some of you have your memories a little scrambled. But I don't want to put something in your head that you don't want there. And this is the chance, because I know you love these characters as much as I love them. This is the chance to give them something to hold on to. So it's up to you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Who all is in this area? Cal, Clip, Eris, Slowpoke. Okay. Des, I'll have you and Thistle join up a little bit later as you go through the.
I was thinking we were a little busy.
Yeah, like you're like, this place is great.
Yeah.
And as you leave, you actually each receive a drawing of pick a moment that you enjoyed, one of those 3. That is your souvenir from the area. Is a picture of you in that moment.
Cool.
Okay.
That's good.
So who's first?
I mean, I'm ready to go with one if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah. Do you guys go in and watch Slowpoke? Slowpoke, do you extend the invite?
If you guys want to come in, that's fine.
Sure.
I do.
Yeah. All right. Slowpoke, take it away.
So it cuts to a scene of a bunch of lost boys like running through the jungles of Neverland, and you think back and you see Slowpoke. He's there. He's a little bit younger than you see him now, just a little bit younger, and he's going and he is dead last. He's tripping over roots. He's not having a good time. It's like him. There's another one that's kind of neck and neck, but it gets to a point that other one like gets a little burst speed, gets going, and Slowpoke's left alone. He keeps going, and all of a sudden he's stopped. He's lost. He doesn't know where he is. All his friends are gone. And he just he feels so defeated. He sits down, and he's on the verge of tears when a figure approaches him. She comes up, and what'd she say to him?
She says, "What's upsetting you so?"
Everyone else here is so much faster than me. I can never catch up to them.
You think that it's a race?
Well, we were doing a race.
Who's in the race?
I am currently losing the race, and I'm lost, and I don't know I'm never going to be as good as them.
You remind me of a story that my people have. And she looks around this little stream, and she finds a turtle. And she picks up the turtle and says, there was once a race with the entire animal kingdom. There were antelope and foxes and snakes and spiders and chameleons and bobcats and turtles, just like this one. And their goal was to race around the entire world and meet back at one spot. Now, the turtle was very sad because it was slower than the rest of all of the other animals. Couldn't keep up with how fast they were going.
Yeah.
But it was smart, and it hid right near the finish line. So when all the other animals came back, it looked as if he won. See, being fast is not about how quick you move. Being fast is not about how strong you are compared to others. It is doing whatever you can to benefit yourself. Be smart, like the turtle.
This specific turtle or the one from the story?
I think they might be the same turtle.
This is the story turtle?
He's a very smart little slowpoke.
Slowpoke.
I think you will be smart just like him. And then she disappears.
Whoa.
She's on back.
And that's how Slowpoke got his name and met his best friend.
Oh, how about it? It's a beautiful story, and as Slowpoke as you leave, you take a D8 of bardic inspiration that you can use, reliving this happy moment from your life. Who's next to go into the pot?
If anyone else wants to go.
Are you offering?
Good. Do you want to go first?
Oh. Sure.
If not, I'll go.
I'll go.
Okay.
You guys can come too if you would like.
Cool.
So, what would be showing is it would be like in the middle of like a really bad rainstorm. Are you not coming in? What's happening? Oh,
No.
Sorry. He like did this, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." Okay. It would be a really bad storm, and there would be a little girl she looks maybe 5, and she's banging on a door, screaming, but no one can hear her over the storm that's happening. So no one's coming the door. So the little girl turns around and she sees this light coming from some trees. So she takes off through the mud, through the storm, running toward this light, trying to find anyone. She catches up to light and it flashes, and she's standing on what looks like the edge of a cliff, and the storm is gone. Over this cliff there's an island that looks like a skull. Behind her there's forest, and for a moment she looks scared, and she turns around and there is a pixie there who smiles at her and tells her to follow her. And the little girl starts laughing, gets really excited, and follows the pixie to the Never Girls. And that is how Clip, who was originally a different name, came to One Neverland. She followed a light in a storm. And that was her happiest day, was getting in Neverland.
Take your bardic inspiration as you see Clip's auspicious origins as well as Slowpoke's. you guys spend a little bit of time just sort of enjoying it. As you leave, you feel very rested. You feel rejuvenated, having lived through that moment. Who's next?
Cal, step up.
Cal, you step up. It's weird, buddy. This is your first experience returning back to that part of your life that you've never experienced before, as you have these odd memories flashing in your head. However, your happiest day brings you to a point where you are at home. You look down and you are able to see.
Hold on, I lost you.
His earphones went out. Give him a second. He can't hear you.
Oh no. Oh.
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 Who did we lose?
Oh.
Oh, we lost. Oh, I was.
Who did we lose? It was you.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
You are a small child, and you are playing with this wooden sword that you have at your side. And all you see are two sets of legs as you are underneath what looks to be a kitchen table, sitting down, and the people up at the table are laughing and sort of chatting amiably until you take your sword and you see your prey, which is a set of legs wearing like black pants, and you take your sword and you just clack it on the knee, and you hear a ow, and with that, a face dips down underneath the table. It looks to be a man with long black hair, very similar features to when you were a human. His hook coming down off the table and rubbing against his knee. And he goes, well, 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 what do we have here? A bit of a pirate, do we? You hit a man when he's not expecting it. I see.
When he's least prepared.
When he's least prepared. What do you say to that? Are we raising a child that acts as a pirate? And another individual sticks their head underneath the table. It's a man that you've seen once before as well. White hair, glasses, that you saw at the encampment. And he looks down and he goes, well, I don't know if we're raising him to be that way, but I think he might get that from you. And he goes, well, if he's going to use a sword, it's best to teach him how to use a sword. And he kind of looks up for acknowledgement from the other man at the table, and the other man sort of waves his hand. And they reach down underneath the table, these set of strong hands, and he pulls you to his chest, and you smell gunpowder. It's like you're hugging your elemental buddies, and they're all climbing around you. Like, he smells of gunpowder and this sweet liquid on his person, and for some reason you feel immediately at home, and you don't know whether it's being like with those little elementals running around you, or if that's why they were drawn to you in the first place. But this man smells of sweet rum and gunpowder, and he takes you outside, and you spend the majority of the day as a child learning sword techniques, like just being happy, laughing, playing. It's not an extraordinary day. Nothing major happens that day, but it is a day from childhood where the sun is right and the food is right and everything just works. The last image you have is your father scooping you up and making eye contact with you. And it's like, you looking at my eyes? You shake your head.
Yeah.
You see him?
Yeah.
You see him?
Mm-hmm.
What do they say? They say you're mine, right? I see your eyes, and they say I'm yours. You see him?
Oh, God.
You see him?
Yes.
All right. And he puts you down. And the memory ends.
I'll invite
Did you invite us? Did you invite us to see that or no?
Hmm?
Did you invite us to
I
come
think
with
he
you, or
invited-
did you?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were there.
And did Slowpoke recognize the father figure?
Hook?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let me know when Cal steps out.
Yeah, everybody steps out.
Cal's having an existential crisis.
Calcium?
Steps out. To see Slowpoke. He's not pointing it, but he's holding his bow now. Not pointing it at anyone. Hey, Cal.
Yeah.
What a strange revelation that's just occurred right now, isn't it?
You know, I'm just as shocked as you are.
Are ya? Are you surprised?
A little bit.
A little bit surprised? Can I do an insight check on that?
Yes,
right
you
there?
can. Cal, give me a deception check.
I'm gonna message Slowpoke.
You can certainly do that right after this insight check.
And I'm using my Bardic Inspiration. I'm using all that up. That's a 28.
28. Cal.
Yeah,
Deception.
14.
14. He's not being forthright in terms of like he just had this revelation.
So I message Slowpoke, say no for a very.
You say what?
I message Slowpoke and say known.
Or you keep breaking up. Say it one more time, Eris.
He's known for a very time.
And then I say out loud, oh, and so have you.
Oh.
Both of you.
And it's about time that everybody.
I think it's a little past time everybody knows.
And I walk into my memory.
Sure. Eris, is anybody else invited in?
Cliff is.
I go.
Okay.
I'm leaving this awkwardness outside.
You like,
Does she not-
peace?
Can I just kill her?
Um, so
That's fake.
I'll say this because your Slowpoke is just standing outside with his mouth open, like in a little bit of shock. As I'm going to say that Cal, you're still outside the bubble with him.
That's fair.
You two are finishing up and are making your way over towards. There's no communication about where you guys are. Yeah, you communicated. Yeah, that you guys are heading over to the Happy Bubbles, the happiest place on Earth. And you guys head over to the happiest place on Earth. And as you're heading over in that direction, Eris, your happiest day was the day you learned to fly. It's not an innate ability. The wings do come with it, but to be able to support your weight and learn the nuance of flying is a tricky, tricky thing. So, when your father taught you how to do this, there was a lot of pain involved. There was times of climbing the tree and him sitting at the tree with you and then asking if you're ready and you emphatically nodding your head, yes, 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 and then him pushing you and then you trying to flap but just not getting the hang of it, and him bamfing to the ground and picking you up, and him going, what's this frustration that you're experiencing? Why the sudden need right now?
I just want to be like you.
Listen, Eris, you are not like me. You are the better parts of me. Eris, you are not a pixie. You are not a bird. You are not any number of flying creatures in this world. You are you. Whatever that means. All right? I don't care if you can fly. I don't care if you do magic as well as I. I don't care if you are a creature of divine radiance like your mother. What I do care about is you learn to love the parts of you that are you.
So even if I don't fly, you'll still be.
Yes. But I'll be even more proud of you if you fly. So let's work on it until you get it right.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
All right. Again, poof, like smacks you on the back, and for some reason, because you're laughing, because you're smiling at the joke you just told,
You broke up.
because you are smiling and laughing, and just in the moment, in rapturous moment with your father, you don't know if it's a bit of the laughter that enables you to do this, but you are able to fly. And there's a happy moment where you're hovering in the space, floating there, and he jumps off the tree as well. His wings extending outward a little bit, floating in this space. As do you want me to say his name?
Yes.
As Loki floats in the space in front of you, going, yeah, see, look at you, the greatest trickster in the world. And you were just pretending that you couldn't fly this whole time. That's
And I
my
wink.
girl. You are my greatest bout of wild magic. You know that?
I love you.
What's not to love? And he flies off into the forest, and you follow along with him.
Interesting.
Okay.
As soon as it lets go, I hold on the clip.
So
outside.
Outside.
So I need to preface this that you two are in an amusement park right now.
You've jumped out.
You what?
You two are in an amusement park right now. So
yeah,
whatever sort of stare down is happening, there are definitely people noticing. Because they're used to people walking out of these moments with this sort of like happy glow to them. You know, they're living the greatest moments of their life. And if the two of you are staring at each other, like it's definitely
Child's paying him no mind. After he came out and with a bow, like a bow in his hand.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Hook doesn't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I don't care. So
Dez and Thistle, you spot them off in the distance. The two of them standing outside of an area. Okay.
Cool.
All right, so I'm there, looking at Cal. I'm holding my bow. I'm not pointing it. I'm just holding it.
Got it.
And I go, "You didn't think to tell the rest of us?"
We've all kept secrets, and quite frankly, I didn't want to give out information that I didn't have 100% on.
I have not kept any secrets. I haven't heard anyone else keep any secrets.
Ooh.
Listen, Cal.
We'll revisit that later.
Okay.
Because we had a pixie that turned into a tiefling.
That's not me.
So, before we go saying no one has secrets.
I said I don't have secrets. Listen, Cal. Did you know when you put the hook on?
No.
You say that like I should have known that already. So you didn't know.
I put the hook on to help. If I wanted to hurt you, I would have done it by now.
Hey, that's a weird way to phrase things.
I'm tired of everyone giving me weird looks because I have the hook on.
I would never give you weird looks because you had a hook on. But now I'm starting to wonder if that hook is... So you didn't know. You put it on.
No.
And it was a happy accident. You just happened to get
I
the
put it
one
on.
I'll never
I put it on to help.
Good. I'm not blaming you for who your parents are. Whoever, if it's Hook, if it's anyone. I just want to trust you.
Slowpoke, I'm telling you this, the dead honest, as truth as I am a skeleton.
A skeleton being dead honest. Nice. Keep going.
Thank you. If I didn't have a inkling to help you, I wouldn't be here. I have nothing to go on. I don't remember what happened before I was a person, and all I know is when I found you on that ship.
I don't doubt that you're here to help.
So why?
I just want to make sure they can't use anything against us. And how do you know Hook can't grab control of you if that's his hook? There's magic within it. You have to know that.
Oh, I know.
You know.
Oh, I know.
So is there any chance that he can use that against us? Is he spying on us?
Excuse me?
Do you think he could be looking in on us right now?
We all saw the map. We all saw the map.
Which map again?
Wisdom save, Gal.
The map when he asked for Hook, he lit up and Hook lit up.
Des, I think it's too perfect. As you see Slowpoke and Cal engaged in conversation, Des and Thistle walk up as Eris and Clip walk out of Eris's memory.
Does it look intense and serious?
It does look intense and serious.
Because we got in a bar fight. It was amazing. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, do you want to hear about how Cal's Hook's son?
21.
Are you Hook's son?
21.
Because that's kind of gross and creepy. He's not very nice.
Okay.
Why didn't you think to tell us?
I was going over all this, yeah.
I was the only one who asked, to be fair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Thistle, are you Hook's daughter?
No.
Des,
Nothing
are you?
that I know of, but you know.
I didn't realize we had to ask these things.
Nobody asked whenever you put the hook on. I was the only one who made sure he was okay and continued to make sure that we're safe.
All right. Again, I don't want us to, like...
Neither of you are wearing your Neverheart necklaces.
Yeah.
I am, because it makes me fly. I like that.
I'm a pirate. I don't fly. I don't go around doing things.
I mean, you
Really
could.
fun to fly.
I could, but that's not me. I'm along on a ship.
But it's so fun.
All right, look.
It's not fun to me.
Hang on. Ryan, check your phone. This is what the voice says in your head.
And where am I checking, sir?
Discord.
All right.
As this fight starts raging between all of your friends, this is what the voice says in your head.
Really? Okay. Cool.
Look, I don't want us to all fight. I want honesty between us, and I want to make sure we're all safe.
Exactly. We're doing something that's supposed to be more important than any of our feelings and more important than any of us as an individual. And the fact that we can't work together and that we don't
We've been working together fine.
But we're keeping secrets from each other.
Okay, and that's hindered us how?
I just think flying is fun. That's all.
Oh my god.
But
oh my god, this is
flying to you is like shooting cannons for me. It's fun. But
yeah, shooting cannons.
Whereas you don't like eating vegetables, I don't like flying.
I don't like eating vegetables.
Everyone, this is a very important point. We should all be talking about this. Can we not do it in the middle of this queue where a million people are? Can we go off to a side as we talk about important things?
But it's a line for something exciting.
No.
I'm going to go somewhere before this gets out of hand.
No,
he's
we
going
need
to turn.
I will grab him.
and he will go to the
I
haunted
will
land.
grab him.
When I wrote this episode,
This
I
was
did
the
not
hard
expect it to turn into what every family Disney vacation.
Are we having fun yet? Are we having fun?
I spent how much gold, and you are going to have fun. Do I need to take you away from the ride?
Are we going back to the hotel?
The bed and breakfast?
I just wanted to go on the rides, guys. I just wanted to go on the rides.
I know. I also want to go on the rides. Can we please just all be honest, please?
Do I need to roll something to grab Cal? 'Cause I don't let him leave. I'm not letting Cal leave.
How about this? Cal wants to leave. He's expressing his desire to want to find a place to cool down. Cliff is holding him in place, or attempting to. Athletics from Cliff, acrobatics from Cal.
Because you're being
Acrobatics, you said?
unreasonable.
Hard 20.
23.
Okay.
It's not like a grab, like we're moving this way. It's like stop him.
No, you are
Okay.
forceful. I
Cool.
will support you guys all day, every day. You are holding a
grappling is
man in
grappling.
place. You are grabbing this man and holding him in place. There is not a happy grab unless you are Catholic and you were in church and your dad does the shoulder squeeze, like to get you to stop playing, like where he just puts a hand and it looks to everyone else in the church that you guys are having like the best day ever.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm going to use towards +5. 25. I'm gone.
All right.
Cal.
I'm going to the haunted lands to relax. I will talk after. I'll be back.
I'm gonna shoot some stuff and calm
I'm
down.
gonna go shoot some things.
I'm gonna go to the haunted mansion to relax and be with my people.
I say, I'm on your side. I want you to know that. And
I'm
after
on
I
your
say
guys'
that,
side too.
I'm gonna use my hunter sense on him to see if he has any immunities or weaknesses or anything.
Cal?
Yeah.
Has a +5 at some point too.
He did.
I
He
used
did
it.
his
You
+5.
did use it. Okay.
Cal.
Immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities.
He is resistant to necrotic damage, I believe.
We made it.
But he is not immune. What is this called? Hunter sense?
Hunter sense.
I think the only thing we made him immune to is poisons.
Yes, that's it. I knew you had
So-
one.
Necrotic and poison?
No, just poison.
Just poison. Okay.
Cusco's poison.
Yeah.
Poison
Poison
for
we made for Cusco.
That poison.
And he wasn't lying when he said the thing before Hunter sense. He was telling the truth.
What?
He's
He's
on
on
your
the
side.
haunted lands? No, he's legitimately going to the haunted lands.
No, like Slowpoke's not truth when he said I'm on your side. That's just like a
No, he's legitimately he's upset because he's legitimately trying to help and he's getting cross-examined.
yeah.
Okay.
I just,
Cal heads to the haunted lands.
so these guys. So I turn to Dez and Thistle and say, "So these things show our happiest memories.
What about our happiest memories?
They show them."
Yeah.
This is why I'm not wearing my.
I think my happiest memory might have been the bar.
Hang on. Eris says, "This is why I'm not wearing the Neverheart necklace."
Why aren't you wearing that necklace?
Because nobody stops for me
Nobody stops what?
to hear me.
Okay, tell me what you want to say.
I have been overshadowed while I let everyone else speak. And it wasn't until this past dungeon that I felt like I was again. That's why it was off.
Okay, so you felt heard? when we were in the place with all the gods and stuff?
I felt like I was finally part of it, that I was being listened to.
So that
and
means
that's why I took it before. But right now, again, as I'm trying to defend myself and share my honesty, we're changing the subject.
Okay, what do you want to say then?
That's what I want to say. And that's why I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
And I'm sorry if that's you. I did not get rid of it.
So what do you want to say to be able to wear it again? Because it's really fun because you can fly.
Yeah,
I want to continue to be and to have a voice. Because otherwise, I'm alone.
Okay.
Look, we're all here. We're all on the same team. We want to help.
That's
Like,
why
I'm-
I asked Cal about whenever he put the on. You could tell that there was a change in him. And so I reached out and asked him.
I appreciate that because
Because
as
I wanted him, yeah, I'm sorry.
as a lost boy, you know, if I notice a pirate acting weird, it's not gonna set off any alarms in my head because all the alarms are already going off.
And at the time, whenever he was on, everything. So it wasn't until we got on the ship that things started to change.
All right. Look, I don't want us to all. I don't want arguing. I want us to all stay a team. I don't know. It's a big thing.
It
It's
is.
a really big thing.
It is a big thing.
Problem with it is that starting to toward.
Can you say that one more time? The audio is weird.
On the ship, Cal told me that he was having ill flipping. And I don't know why, but I think it has to do with
The hook causing this.
Yeah. Look, maybe now is the time, but I think eventually we might have to convince him to let the hook go.
It's not gonna work.
Maybe we could ask. Maybe we could try.
I don't know. The hook is kind of cool, and just because he has the hook doesn't mean he's Hook. I mean, Hook had the hook. But if Cal has the hook, then just Cal has the hook. It's kind of like if I had a sword and then somebody else had the same sword.
How many of us have actually met Hook?
No, we all have.
We all were there.
Or yeah, so Clip is the only one. We were all
He didn't seem like a bad person in that minute.
Oh, when he was younger, he was really nice. I mean, I don't know that based on anything other than when we met him. But also, just because somebody has a weapon that somebody else had doesn't mean that they're bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it, Eris? You would have more than we do.
It's
The
true.
only-
You've been box.
The only thing I asked of Cal is that if it started to cause feelings towards any of us in the group, to be honest with me.
All right.
That happened. He told me that happened on the ship and that it was telling him to harm. And that's the only reason that it made me, and I don't know what to.
Cal, if you attack us because there's a hook in your...
I'm gone.
I got confused. Somebody was cutting in and out, and I got really, really confused. It's been in and out and in and out, and I'm so confused.
Thistle is doing a very grown-up thing and practicing
Yes.
her conversation
I'm
for when she
practicing.
sees.
I got so confused. Sorry.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this as the group resigns themselves to fixing this problem, to finding Cal, bringing him back, and salvaging their day at Dolph. We're gonna get a T-shirt that says that, and no one's gonna know what the hell those letters mean except for you.
I'll buy 6.
Got a castle in the background.
Big castle in the background. They'll be like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "You guys have never been? It's great." Churros. Cal, you start heading off towards that area.
Yes.
And once again, that voice kicks in. Didn't I warn you? Didn't I?
You know.
And now.
But they think you're him.
No, they think I belong to him.
They think they believe. So, at this point, Cal is going to point out his little orb thing. Hey, you said you, know these things?
Hello, yes, hello, Professor Barry here.
Barry,
yes.
Barry, I'll get that down eventually.
Oh, good. Yes.
Tell me more about the hook.
Oh, yes. One of my better plot devices there with the hook. So what you do when you're writing a character is you propose choices to them, good or light, red or green. You know, it is a choice. It's always a choice, and that makes the story far more interesting. With you, I did the same thing, but I thought it a bit too on the nose to have the hook belong to Hook. But the imagery is so strong there, so I had the hook there, but it doesn't belong to the captain at all, which I thought was so very clever of myself.
So,
yes,
who is talking to me?
Oh, yes, the maniacal voice inside of the hook.
Yes, who am I sharing a brain with?
I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't figured I know much about the world, but I haven't. Well, I mean, sometimes inspiration hits and things of that sort. If you'd like, I can tell you about the history of Neverland. I'd be happy to help you investigate an area. If you look at my list of proficiencies under your character sheet, as it were, you'll see my proficiencies. But spoiling the future. No, that is not.
You know what? But you know what? I know we haven't gotten there yet. But what happened to me?
What happened to you?
Can you tell me that?
You died.
How?
You were killed in a violent way. But brave men, evil men, strong men, are found therein because they refuse to take the world at face value. They see the world as it is, and even good men, many good men, see the world as it is, and to the universe they say, nay. As your father did. He refused to accept the universe at value. I will say this about your hook. Many people see a hook and think of it as a weapon, thanks to your father. Do you know the other reason what many people associate with a hook?
What?
As a fisherman would.
Okay.
You're to reel in big game, Cal. This hook is less of a weapon and more of a conduit, as it were.
Okay. All right.
But I will say this. I may not have stumbled upon the correct answer, but Cal, a hook of that magnitude would reel in something very large indeed. And let us hope that when it is reeled in, and when you do snag something upon your hook, that you are ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Do you think that's good? Should I write that part in?
You know what? It sounded fine. Yeah, you had me sold.
All right. Go explore this area, because I'd really like to flesh this out.
Yeah. He's gonna... Alright. So, at least I can take solace that you're not Hook.
No. He wishes.
So that whole armory thing, I take it, are you the person that said, sure, you can go in? Nice.
I am not an entity, Cal. I am not any such thing. I'm merely a harbinger of what's to come.
You know, if we're gonna really make this work, you've got to stop talking in riddles.
Do you know the funniest part about what you just said, Cal? You think you have a damn choice.
No, but it gives me the false sense of it, and sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it.
Is that what we're doing, Cal? Are we faking it till we make it?
No. But if you do, eventually you get a way in, and when they're least prepared, we're going for it.
It's true. Perhaps you aren't a fisherman after all, Cal.
Now, let's try out this pistol on these zombies.
Absolutely. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Making our way over to the dark side of the amusement park as we prepare to fight legions of undead. In next week's episode, you can use those new points. And I was going to do this in person.
We can't do it in person, but I will have tickets prepared, and I will show you what you were able to spend your prize tickets on.
We lost you.
We lost you.
Oh, you'll be able to earn prize tickets for every zombie killed, every monster
Hey.
and I will have what you can spend your tickets on. Potions, armor, weapons, things of that sort. Some fun, unique items. So stay tuned for next week as you kill, and gather as many prize tickets as you can. So,
that's so awesome.
We're going to go raid, Indigo Connect, and are we ever going to stop playing games at the weirdest amusement park ever?
Never! I mean, never! Because we have to move on.
We love you guys.
but-
Bye.